Welcome back everyone to the Final Fantasy X Let's Play walkthrough. Today we're going to figure out what is the sending that Yuna is about to perform and head deeper into Kilika. Let's get started. Everyone, like I said, we left off. Sin just attacked Kilika, obviously dealing with the aftermath of that. So we're gonna figure out what the sending is and what it all entails Yuna to do, because she offered to perform the sending.
What's a sending? Are we going somewhere?
You truly are clueless. Are you sure it's just your memory that's the problem?
See, Lulu smells something fishy.
The dead need guidance. Filled with grief over their own death, they refuse to face their fate. They yearn to live on and resent those still alive. You see, they envy the living. And in time, that envy turns to anger, even hate. Should these souls remain in Spira, they become fiends that prey on the living.
So all the creatures that we've been fighting and training on, those are fiends. So essentially, those are the spirits of people that have died but refuse to pass on because summoners don't send them. So kind of think about that when you're like doing like grinding and training. You're basically beating the tar out of people that have already died, but yet a summoner has not sent them. And apparently Yuna can walk on water. Apparently that's a trait that all summoners share, apparently. Basically to them, this is like their version of a funeral. This is not a happy thing. Like, even though you stop them from becoming fiends, this is absolutely not a happy thing. You know, because, you know, the souls of your loved ones are going away. You know?
It must be tough, being a summoner.
Yuna chose her own path. She knew from the beginning what it meant. All we can do is protect her along the way, until the end.
Until the end?
When she defeats Sin.
What's the end?
until she defeats sin.
Oh.
I hope I did okay.
You did very well. They've reached the far plane by now, but no tears next time.
I wished there would never be a next time. No more people being killed by sin. No more sendings for Yuna. Everyone stood there watching her. It was strange, and somehow horrifying. I never wanted to see it again.
Unfortunately, it's not going to be that easy. Alright, so now we're going to find all of the stuff that is hidden within the Kilika area before we press on to the next area. So, what you're going to want to do is come out here and Dato just
You awake?
interrupts you.
Captain Walker's waiting for you.
Which is fine. You can do whatever you want, Dato. So what you're going to want to do is you want to come over here to this girl.
Whoa!
Because you save her. And you make sure that she doesn't die. So now you're going to follow her. There's a reason. You follow her, she ends up coming down to basically where the boat dropped you off. You come into this area right here. So now if you look right out here on the counter, Alphabet Primer number 4, which gives you the letter D. So now you talk to her at the counter. You're the one who saved my sister, right? The treasure in the box contains a token of my appreciation. Okay, so you open the box and it gives you an ether. So there you go. You got a free ether just for saving a little girl. Child.
Ah, there you are. Be Saint Aurochs, huddle. On to the temple, where we pray for victory. Go! High
Go!
Summoner O'Halloran used to live in the Kilika temple here. Yep, Lord O'Halloran was once a great blitzer, you know.
Waka. Praying for victories, oh good. But is this right?
You have to press on.
Something wrong with enjoying blitzball?
Is this really the time?
This is the only time. The players fight with all their strength. The fans cheer for their favorite team. They forget pain, suffering.
Exactly.
Only the game matters. That's why Blitz has been around for so long. At least that's what I think.
Whatever you say.
Let's play.
Essentially,
And we-
Blitzball is like
Right?
everyone's release to kind of like, you know, distract
Temple's
them
behind the
from
jungle there.
everything going
Let's go.
on. So it's like if you take away Blitzball, what do people have? You know, so Blitzball is kind of like their way to distract them from all the negativity and the death and everything that's going on around them. You know, so I think no. All right, she doesn't give anything. All right, so yeah, we're good. All right, so now you just mosey on into the jungle. All right, so he's gonna
What's up?
follow.
Yuna's saying she wants you with us.
Huh?
I want to ask you to be my guardian.
You know what? There's no time for jokes, yeah? He may be a blitzball whiz kid, but up against fiends, he's a newbie.
Not a guardian, then. I just want him nearby.
Wow.
It's called She Likes Him, Waka. Read the room.
It's just that, well,
We're all going to the temple anyway. Can't this wait till later?
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have.
There's nothing to be sorry about. I'm just not really sure what's going on.
My apologies.
Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to quickly run over here because there is a treasure chest right here, which includes 3 mana spheres, which mana spheres are really useful for obvious reasons for going up the sphere grid.
Kimari, why don't you use Lancet on it?
What's a lancet?
Normally, it's a skill that weakens enemies and heals the user. But when a Ronso uses it, that Ronso can sometimes learn Fiend's abilities.
Essentially,
sounds
in
cool.
terms of Final Fantasy lore, Kimari is your blue mage. So blue mages basically use some stuff like that in order to gain abilities. So now, instead of using that overdrive, we are going to keep it, and we're just going to start wailing on it with everybody else in order to gain overdrives. So I know I could easily kill this thing with a fire, but we're not going to do that. We're going to make sure that everyone gets an attack in. And actually, Yuna should kill from this range. Only 26? Yep. There we go. So now, with that being said, if you look at it, we already have 2 of our people with overdrives. Kimari has an overdrive, and Valefor has their overdrive still. So that's really, really good. My recommendation is make sure that we have Scout, which is going to be a nice weapon for Waka, because you either have Ice Strike, Water Ball, or Scout, which literally just gives us the Ice Strike with Sensor, so we're going to put on Scout. We are going to put on the Seeker's Ring, which gives Yuna an additional 10% health, which is great. And we don't really have anything else for our people right now. So now, if you follow this little thing up, those guys are just going to stand there, acting all pretty and hilarious. Alright, so now different enemies, but the same exact style of combat.
Newbie here.
Sorry.
Newbie here. So, Tidus will go after the lizards.
Oh yeah.
Waka will go after the bee. And Lulu will go after the yellow element, which is a thunder element, which
Anyone
means
thirsty?
water will do 1.5 times the damage. And there you go. Simple as cake. Simple as cake. Alright, so we're going to quickly run up here. The reason why we took the back way is because there's a fiend in the way that would stop us. So we're going to grab this, which is a Lux Sphere. Lux Spheres are incredibly important late game. They're not really good early game, they are good late game. Alright, so if you notice, Waka just kind of got annihilated there. So here's what we're going to do.
I'm ready.
Yuna's going to come out, and she is going to Asuna
Light shine strong. Our
on
woe
Waka.
be gone.
The Asuna will get rid of any status condition you can think of, with a few exceptions. And now, with that guy gone, we can now bring Tidus back out.
Make way.
And Tidus can get rid of the lizard, and that takes care of that. Again, super easy. All you gotta think of is just basic ideas, basic strategies, and just go with it. All right, so now all you gotta do is just come back down the same exact direction that you went up the first time. Okay, so all it is just this guy. Yuna, we are going to have you cure on Waka to help you get towards your healer overdrive. And Lulu will now come out and use
Now
water
what?
on the thunder element. So now the big fiend that's kind of blocking our pathway is, like, the game will tell you, but his name is Ochu. Ochu can be a little bit annoying if you're not prepared. It's a very annoying mini boss.
Aeon.
Just who do you think you are?
We're not just gonna summon the Aeon every single time, boy. We're not gonna summon it every single time. So we are gonna use Cure to heal up Lulu. And then we are going to flip out to Waka in order for him to use the ball
Huh? Booyah.
and knock down the wasp.
I'm good, yeah?
And you're fine. You'll get there. Alright, so if you notice, we've almost built up our money back from what we gave Awaka.
The fiend before us is Ochu, Lord of the Wood. We've had trouble with this one before. Remember, discretion is the better part of valor.
So all you gotta do is just walk towards him and it's gonna trigger the fight. He's not that difficult of a boss again, so all you're gonna do is just attack and just let him have it. So my suggestion is you go into Lu, because fire will do a massive amount of damage to this thing. 314 points worth of damage. So now Poison Claw is going to hurt. It'll be fine. We are gonna have Tidus use Spiral Cut here, because it's gonna be as much damage as he possibly can output for 312 points of damage. Yuna will now come back out to the field, getting Asuna on Lulu. Make sure that Lulu does not get any poison. And then we are gonna have another fire to take out Ochu a little bit more HP. A Poison Claw on Tidus, which we have nothing to really go off of in this, so we're just gonna attack, which he's gonna take the poison damage. It's fine. We are going to Asuna though, to make sure that no more poison damage will be achieved. Water, that is fine. Yuna took a massive amount of damage on that one, but we're still fine. We're still good. We are still absolutely fine. Tidus will continue his attack. Yuna will cure herself to make sure that she does not die. Alright, so Tidus is now hurting just a tad bit. So we are going to hit with fire, and then we are going to flip out to Kamari. Kamari is going to use his lance to cause some damage. We are going to cure on Lulu. Make sure that has it going. And of course, he actually misses Kamari. Once again, fire coming out. Now we're going to switch to Waka. That way we can get some more damage coming in. We'll see who actually does more damage. Kamari does more damage at the current juncture. Alright, so he does fall asleep, and unfortunately, he does heal every single turn that he is asleep. So you just gotta make sure that you try and deal enough damage to make him wake up. So this is a little bit of annoyance with Ochu. So what you can do, you have one of two options. You can either continuously do it, or you can actually Asuna him to wake him up. So that will hurt a massive little bit. We are going to switch back to Waka to attack some more. Poison Claw, and you miss. We got fire coming out. And we are going to cure up Lulu, because Lulu's at about half health. So we're gonna Dark Attack. As you can see, he is immune to the Dark Attack. So unfortunately, that does nothing. Now, in this case, because Yuna is actually poisoned, we are gonna use an antidote on Yuna just to make sure that she doesn't get hurt by the poison. And that way she is able to cure herself. We are good to go. We're going to attack once again. Water on Waka. Again, that is fine. Waka can handle that. Take a good chunk of damage. Then we are going to heal Waka. A little bit of Cure Spell. He's got about 890 left. Poison Claw on Lulu. So Lulu's going to have to eat the poison on this one, which is be fine. It'll be completely fine. We are going to heal her up with Cure. That should knock him within range of Lulu knocking him down with fire. 338, it might be too high. Nope, we are good. Perfect. And now we get an alert ring.
A summoner and her guardians. Very impressive.
Sir, we should fight too.
We'll get our chance soon enough.
Young Crusaders gather around. We'll beat sin into the ground.
I don't know about that. Alright, so easy way to just save your items, just quickly run back to the save point back here. Touch it, and then you're good. So from this point, you can just actually sit in this this forest for a while and grind, which I highly recommend. Just sit in here, grind for a little while, get up overdrives, and just have a blast with it. Sit here, grind. You know, it's gonna make your life a lot easier for the early part of this game, especially if you grind. My suggestion is grind this dungeon until you at least get Waka and Kamari to warrior status. Again, you will thank me for that. As you can kind of already tell with Tidus, it's immensely helpful. Getting Lulu and Yuna up to warrior status definitely does take a lot longer, but that is my suggestion: is get at least Kamari and Waka up to the warrior overdrive mode. It's gonna drastically help, especially since Waka's overdrive is one of the most powerful in the game once you get his most powerful overdrive. So my suggestion: get warrior. Like, just sit in this dungeon. Or not dungeon, sit in this forest and grind. Just sit in here and grind.
Take it easy, huh?
I'm fine.
Alright, so we're gonna bring out Lulu. Even though she is a little bit damaged, that is fine. So we're gonna water the yellow element over here. And then we are gonna get rid of our waspy friend.
Woohoo!
There we go. Now again, just continue on moseying. So now you just come up. Well, I guess we're gonna get one more friendly encounter. Yeah, that's fine. We are gonna get rid of the wasp, and we are going to switch to Tidus, and apparently not kill him. He survived by 3.
Freeze.
Oh, you can take this blizzard though. Take that. Okay. So now, just run up and you're good. So now make sure that you save and you heal before this next part. I recommend it
These
heavily.
stone steps have a history, you know. Yep. Lord O'Holland trained here at his peak.
A race, huh? Think you can beat me?
Yuna, if you would.
Ready?
Hey!
Ah, huh?
And Yuna cheating. Alright, so we are going to quickly save just to make sure that we have everything going good. Just to be safe. You always want to save almost every single time you see a save sphere. Because you never know when this is going to happen.
Everyone, quick! Sin spawn!
Ugly boys. Okay, so this is my suggestion to get rid of this guy quickly. My suggestion, kill the tentacles first. Immediately, kill the tentacles. Otherwise, they're just gonna keep doing that. So as soon as you're able to do it, kill the tentacles. Ow! It's not very nice, sir. Okay, so what I actually need to do is I actually need to switch Waka's weapon because I'm doing half damage because of the fact that they are resistant to ice. So we're just gonna use fire with Lulu on the arm. That will kill arm number 1. Now for arm number 2. So all you gotta do to switch armor and weapons mid-battle is just go to the right and just click the one that you want to get rid of. So we're just gonna switch back to the official ball. Now that usually has to make sure, it basically ends up making sure that you end up losing a turn, but it's not all that bad. So now we're gonna switch to Yuna. We are going to cure on Tidus to make sure that he doesn't die. We are good there. So now with Waka, he has element reels to start. We are going to save that. So now with Tidus out, we are going to attack the arm yet again. Arm still standing, that's fine. So we are going to cure Waka once again to make sure he doesn't die. And now we are going to flip out of him, and we're actually going to go into Lulu. And we are going to fire the last tentacle, which now frees us from any kind of attack except from attack from the hardened shell. So he is vulnerable to magic, which we need to exploit.
It's hard as rock. My sword's no good.
So with that being said, we are now going to switch to Waka, because the fact that his attack can actually do elements, we're going to focus on fire. And I did not hit it, so that's fine. And I really messed up. All right, that's fine. All right, so he's just going to have a water ball. Gonna have to deal with it. I messed up. That's fine. So that's fine. It just heals him. He wasn't really that far down from health anyway. Okay. So now Lulu is a little bit damaged. That's fine, but we need to keep her in because of her ability to crack the shell, which is going to be 328 damage. So we are going to chill with this team set up for right now until his shell is cracked. So let's see if he's weak to dark at all. He is not weak to dark.
My bow can't hurt it either.
So obviously, what about magic? We will get to there. All right, so that is now 354. So now he comes out of his shell. So now he is weak to normal basic physical attacks. So now you can switch to Kamari, and since you kept his overdrive from when you got it with Sea Cannon, you can now use it. I recommend always just using Jump until you get better abilities, because Jump always seems to do a heck amount of damage. All right, so Venom on Kamari, that is fine. So we can basic attack. Lulu's gonna continuously use fire. You need to keep Lulu in this fight, because Lulu is extremely useful right now. So, with that being said, if you want to end this battle now, you switch and you summon Veilfor. And because Veilfor still has the overdrive from the, essentially the first time you got it, this will go rather quickly. So if you guys remember, from the previous episode, we picked up his second overdrive, which is called Energy Blast. Energy Blast is always going to be much more effective than Energy Ray. So my suggestion, use Energy Blast. It does way more damage. Boom. With an overkill, and that kills out the Sin Spawn and wins you the fight. Again, the first Sin Spawn is not difficult at all. It just takes, again, strategy. Basic strategy, knowing when to heal, knowing when to pull out certain members, when to put in certain members, all that kind of stuff.
Yeesh.
Sorry about that. Hope to break you in a little slower.
Being a guardian's tiring.
But you're not a guardian.
You handle yourself pretty well. You got talent.
Hey. So, what are these Sin Spawn anyway?
Fiends. They fall from Sin's body and are left behind in its wake.
Leave him alone and Sin comes back for him. You gotta be quick.
That moment when Waka told me I had talent in battle, I think that was when I started seriously considering becoming a guardian.
Again, very simple. So now we got a Blinding Kate Sith, which is a weapon for Lulu. So it has Dark Touch. I mean, it's fine, but you know, anything's better than their original weapon. Let's be honest. Anything's better than the original weapon.
So, they got fiends in Xanarkand too.
Just a few. It's a big deal when one shows up, though. Hey, since when have you believed me about Xanarkand anyway?
I've been thinking, maybe people Sin gets to don't die. Maybe Sin carries them through time, like 1,000 years through time. And then one day, maybe they just pop back, see?
He's thinking about his brother.
Simply amazing. You make up one theory after another, refusing to face the simple truth. Sin didn't take Chappu anywhere. Sin crushed him and left him on the Jose shore. Your brother won't just pop back. Oh, and one more thing. No matter how much you want it, no one can take Chappu's place. No one can replace Sir Jekt, for that matter. And there's no replacement for Lord Braska, either. It's pointless to think about it. And sad.
Ouch.
I could never be what Chappu was. Well, stuff happens. Best not to worry.
Waka, Lulu, and Waka's brother, Chappu. Something had happened between them a long time ago. I was sure of it. Well, whatever it was none of my business, that's for sure. Best not to go there.
Smart boy. Smart boy. Welcome to the Kilika Temple. If you couldn't guess, the element is fire. Alright, so we are gonna run in here and we are gonna do this Cloister of Trials. Except now we gotta deal with these clowns.
You here to pray for victory too?
Us pray? Who needs to pray? The Luca goers always win.
Oh yeah? Then why you here?
We've been praying for some competition this year.
So what's your goal this time? You gonna do your best again? Ha! It's too bad.
So from left to right, we have Obis, Vixen, and Grab.
This time, we play to win.
The two shooters, and then the midfielder for the Luca goers.
Just remember, even kids can play, boys.
They are not the best blitzball players. By any means, they are not. They're defenders?
We'll beat
maybe.
them. We have to.
But not the
You know
greatest.
that team?
Not the
Putting
greatest
people
ones ever.
down. They're as bad as my old man.
But Sir Jekt was a kind and gentle man.
Well, not my Jekt. Even 10 years after he left. Just thinking about my old man got me angry. But maybe that was just my way of keeping him... Nah.
Okay. So we are going to run in here and get it started. So actually, this is actually a really nice stopping point for this episode. Next episode, we will actually go through the Cloister Trials and head off to see what happens after we finish the Cloister. So until the next episode, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Peace.